Live pictures from the New Zealand dressing room, and we'll have a look at their side for tonight. A few changes to the team that won last weekend in Newcastle. Lance O'Hire at fullback, Sam Perrott and Manu Vadavai, who scored 4 tries last week on the wings. Simon Mannering switches to the centres to replace the injured Steve Matai alongside Jerome Ropati. In the halves, Marshall and Fiend, man of the match last week. Nathan Cayless returns in the front row to captain the side. Lulawai and Blair in the front row. Bronson Harrison promoted from the interchange bench tonight to the starting back row alongside David Failongo and Jeremy Smith. And on the bench, Sika Manu returns to the team. Isaac Luke, Greg Eastwood and Sam Rapira. Well, if it's any advantage for England, there doesn't seem to be an advantage in crowd support here at Suncorp Stadium. Let's have a look at their side tonight, because it's vastly different to what was going to be their strongest 13 at the start of the tournament. Wellens at fullback, Gardner and Calderwood on the wings. Gleeson and Senior retained the centre pairing. Maguire's in at 5'8" alongside Rob Burrow. A lot expected of those two tonight. In the forward pack, Graham has been impressive. Roby, Peacock the captain. In the back row, Westwood, Ellis and Purdom gets another start from the Harlequins club in London. And on the interchange bench, Leon Price, he has to deliver tonight. Adrian Morley, Mickey Hyam and John Wilkin. Tony Smith, a man under pressure too.
So Suncorp ready to host this match, this semi-final match between the Kiwis and the English. And the English are facing up to the haka tonight, so it would appear. England first played here in Brisbane in 1910. Himself in the haka, you've got to start him from the bench.
He's fired up. It's like something from The Exorcist. I'm glad to see the Pommies face up. It was good. I thought last week was a little bit embarrassing for tough guys like Morley to turn their back on it. So good stuff from the Poms as well.
That's wonderful theatre, isn't it? And look, England did point out they weren't being disrespectful last week. That was certainly never in their mind. That was just how they decided to confront that or not confront that. I think everybody will be happy with that, as we have England about to get us underway.
And one of 3 players who've made their debut on this tour kicks off. The 13 is Rob Purdom, who put boot to ball to start the semi-final. And the captain, Nathan Cayless, comes back and is greeted on the 10-metre line. Kiwis entered the park and Graham led the defence, the number 8. He's one of the new faces in the run-on side tonight for England. Played there by Perrott, and here is a cutting run by Lulawai, who's got the 9 on tonight. He really played 9 last Saturday night, but they gave him shirt number 7, and they've come up with the boot, the English. So the first penalty from Shane Hayne goes to England. And it may well have been Roby, although I don't think it was. It was Westwood, one of the other players who's made his debut. Calderwood, the 3rd of them. Average age of 27 and over, England. On average per man, New Zealand 3 years younger. They play the ball, the Kiwis, on the halfway line, and Cayless shoulders up and runs into Westwood. Purdom was involved, so was Peacock, and they're on the 40-metre line now. As it goes away from Lulawai to Marshall, he turns it in to Manu, or in fact it's Falongo in the 12. This is Jeremy Smith looking back and hoping to unload and find a runner. Tackled by Westwood, 25 out, ball across for Nathan Fiend, and Nathan is tackled 18 metres away from the English line. They're guarding the southern end, England. This is the last. O'Hire puts it up. Perrott will fly, rakes it back. It goes all over the place, stacks on the mill. Knocked forward, knocked on both ways, turnover.
some good stuff there from New Zealand. Dart out of dummy half. Penalty given away by the opposition. Came the length of the field. Now England need to work it out. And they do so through Graham. We'll get plenty of touches.
No surprise to see the New Zealanders go to the wing of Calderwood on the first chance they get. Now England goes across rapidly to Gardner, but it went to Graham.
Well, I think the pass was thrown too early to Gardner from Martin Gleeson. They got outside the winger very, very quickly, outside Vardavai, and Gleeson had room to move a few more paces, and that would have made it easier for Gardner to take this pass.
Yeah, but I think Gardner was surprised himself. Good stuff from the English. Got to do more of this. They did it early against the Kiwis and they went their shells into the second half. But a big test now for the English. Their edge defence last week was diabolical.
So New Zealand now. They cough the ball up. Ropati it is who's dropped the ball in the tackle. So they had the chance to mount almost non-stop pressure on England.
And not surprisingly, went towards the right-hand side. And Maguire was on that edge this time. As I said last week, that right-hand side defence from England they really struggled in defence, but he's moved Gleeson back to the right centre position, just shore it up a little bit.
Gardner is on that right side that Matthew's talking about. He's marking Manu Vatuvai, who had a picnic down that left side for New Zealand in Newcastle. Ball comes away for Peacock, and Peacock runs straight at Jeremy Smith. Mannering was involved in the tackle. Bronson Harrison likewise, and Nathan Cayless. A short side play, and the ball comes away now to Gareth Ellis, the 12, and he's forced back by the Kiwi tackle. Mannering playing in the centres for only the second time at Test match level. He's playing in his 17th consecutive Test match. The Warrior of the Year, Simon Mannering. He's there, of course, with Stephen Matai being injured. Played by Maguire, and Roby delivers for Purdom to kick, and it bounces up, and it's with Lance Hohaya, and Gardner goes down and puts him away.
A good chase from England there, and that is one of the decisions New Zealand had to make with Matai out. They could have opted for the attacking Krishnan Inu, but they went more for the defensive style of player along the Matai lines in Simon Mannering, who actually started in the centres with the Warriors back in 2005.
On the 40-metre line then for the black and whites, and here's a double pump and a dummy again. And Lulawai gets it to the centre of the ground, played it back, and it's come from Benji and gone away to Feen, and a lovely catch by Paul Wellens. Takes the attack back to New Zealand, 25 out from his own line. Penalty now forthcoming for England.
And it was an early kick from New Zealand. They didn't wait to the 5th. Very, very well read by Paul Wellens, who's one of the strong suits in his game is his positional play. Not the quickest of fullbacks, but he makes up to that to some degree with his placement.
No team representing either England or Great Britain has won in Brisbane since 1962. 2 balls on the ground. I made mention of the first time they played here, England, in Brisbane that is, in 1910. That was over at the exhibition ground. Suncorp, this is Test match number 36. Maguire out to Wellens. Tries to get around Ropati. Ropati and Marshall shutting the door. So here's Roby away from dummy half. Westwood is the 11. A snowy-headed players out there, Westwood and Graham. Here's Peacock, just thrusting it back for Westwood. And Westwood is taken to ground by Ropati with over the top David Polongo. 27 away. And Maguire goes very high. England's chase is good. It bounced. There's a chance for Calderwood. He got his hands to the ball. He's unloaded the ball. It's still alive for Senior. He's able to get it away. It's tunnel ball from England. It's picked up by Harrison for New Zealand.
Well, great defence there from New Zealand. He looked odds on to score Mark Calderwood. The ball bounced, went his way, but they arrived in numbers, and eventually it was the number 17 who got the football at the end of this. Calderwood bounced up high. Great work there from Mannering. He flicked it out the back. Senior caught the football. New Zealand survive a scare. They did very well on their own line.
And the good sign for England early is the 6, Benny Maguire. It's the best I've seen him look at this level early on. Teenage star at Leeds. This may be his night to establish himself as an international star.
A kick from Nathan Feen. Way down the ground. Wellens and Gardner almost tripped over themselves. And Gardner comes out to be tackled. Inside his 10, a great chase by the Kiwis.
And a great chase by Adam Blair and Bronson Harrison especially. That kick again coming on the 4th tackle from the Kiwis.
And Maguire just pushed out of the road by Roby, who gets it away to Martin Gleeson. Gleeson, who played at 5/8 last week, has lost the ball. He's appealing for a steal. No score then after 8 minutes. The scrum is supposed to pack 27 metres away, but
I wouldn't be surprised if Martin Gleeson does take on Benji Marshall at plenty of occasions tonight. He beat him last week to score a try from a scrum win. And that time he looked like going through a game, but Marshall came up with the tackle. Vadavai, one-on-one. Excellent work from Ellis to hold on.
So they brought Manu around from the left side flank to take the first play from the scrum, and this is Ohio taking the second. 12 away from the England line. That's Blair. Heavy bandaging on the right hamstring. 7 away. England tested again. Here's Feen to ground. Marshall keeps it alive. Gets it on. Perrott will score. Sam Perrott improves the possession. England are saying, hang on, he went to ground and grasped it, but I don't think he did. And Perrott did what a good winger should.
Well, you can start appealing after you've stopped the man from going around. Paul Wellens threw the hands up and gave the try scorer 20 metres and a much easier conversion. Ball going astray here. Marshall did very well. Saw that there was a staggered defence, went in between players and popped the ball to the eventual try scorer. Up go the arms of Wellens, all to no avail.
And again, Pete, the edge defence of England, geez, they get suckered in by these second man plays. Look at Senior just turn his toes in. Not a great pass, but it did the job. And then Benji, too big a job there from Rob Burrow. And he finds his man. But England, look, still on those edges. And New Zealand would have worked for that through the week. Those little second man plays worked so well in Newcastle. Here we go again.
Yeah, that was very poor by the Englishman in the in goal. Perrott never grasped the ball. He was entitled to improve. And as Peter was pointing out, they stood in protest at this man's try. Perrott, what they should have been doing is stopping Perrott and then making the protest. So Jeremy Smith is the kicker for the Kiwis. 20 in, 12 out. Tomorrow night, Australia plays Fiji, and tickets available through Ticketek. Promises to be an entertaining semi-final to round off the second last weekend of the World Cup. This is the venue for the final next Saturday. Will it be this man's team or the team from England, down at the moment 6-0. First try then came for Sam Perrott. They found them on the edges. They found them too good. Again, Wally Lewis sideline.
It's been a little bit of a wobbly start by both teams in the early passage of this game, but the English were actually complaining, and not about a knock-on. It was for a forward pass coming on this occasion from Benji Marshall, but he did very well, Marshall, to make sure that he took 2 defenders out of play. There are 3 attackers, 3 defenders, and Marshall just made sure that the New Zealanders got off to a great start. Doesn't seem to be much talk going on in the English defence.
Kick-off time again then for Purdom, and a mistake, was it? No. Nathan Fee. There's a little bit of dyspepsia for Stephen Kearney. New Zealand with Perrott now away from Ohio. It's gone to Marshall. Marshall will play the ball just inside 40. Play back for Lulawai. It's gone to Jeremy Smith. He's tackled just on his own side of halfway. Lulawai again, Blair again, Smith with the ball. And reeling off a tackle is Ellis. Together with the front rower James Graham. It's a ricochet there. Batted back by Senior. Did he pass to a man in front of him? It's allowed to go. Calderwood played the ball. Burrow spins again. The little fella, the little rabbit, towards halfway for Senior. Pushing out the back for Gareth Ellis. And Ellis is tackled 42 away. And he loses the ball getting up. Oh, terrible mistake.
And it sums up what we have seen from England over the last couple of weeks. They do something good. They had the football in great field position. And even though that came off the knee of the Kiwi defender, it's still poor ball security. They back up something good with something horrible and generally pay the price.
I'll tell you what, guys, Benji Marshall, just watching him early in this contest, geez, he's back in great touch. He's headed for a big 2009. Looks terrific, Benji, playing much more direct than we've seen him in the past.
This is Simon Mannering. Just 5 metres his own side of halfway. And this is Bronson Harrison, another of the Tigers.
Good refereeing there, Ray. He was trying to milk the penalty, Simon Mannering, and the referee didn't fall for it.
Cayless now, short for Blair. Back for Hohaya. Marshall's away, got the ball. Jolted free in the tackle of Gardner. But they had numbers left.
This is the skill of Benji. Just watch his movement off the ball. Before the ball hits his hands, he beats his opponent. You'll see it here. The ball in flight and gets around. That's unlucky. It creates the numbers on the edge. That's just that footwork from Marshall again.
It's exactly the same move that saw a try set up for Manu Vatavai last week. Good read there from A.D. Gardner. He had 4 players coming at him. He could have stayed and would have been in all sorts of trouble, but he made the right decision and forced the mistake.
So play by Gleeson now. This is Peacock. Spent some time at University of Wollongong many years ago. Burrow, Maguire, and that is Westward. And he'll play the ball 32 metres away. Marshall involved with Ropati in defence. Now Graham. Taking it up towards the 20-metre line. Roby got away from Jeremy Smith, and the penalty goes to England, practically in front, 12 metres out.
You know, that's England's game. I think speed at a dummy half. I think the formula for England for success is going to be Roby, Heim and Burrow on the field at the same time.
That's a really positive decision. I'm glad they turned the 2 down, going for more.
Graham then plays the ball. Now it's back for Peacock. And the captain to play it back for Roby. Roby goes right, Burrow goes behind a decoy, Maguire does the same, away to Wellens, away for a try, no! Gardner, I think, has taken the post, and the touch judge has stood back in the field of play, which is his way of saying, I don't think so.
Well, this is great body language from both teams. They're both celebrating. Manu Vatavai is getting plenty of pats on the back. The Kiwis believe that the big man has stopped his opposing player in scoring, whilst the Lions have all rushed across to Gardner to congratulate him on scoring.
Oh, the toes in the touch. I think the back foot just brushed the line.
Yeah, I think the right boot, which is underneath the striped sock of Vatavai, may have just touched. This should be a good angle if the touch judge isn't in the way. There. That boot you can see to the wide right is the ball carrier.
They've got a great sense, haven't they, players, when they've scored or they haven't got there. You can see it in his face. He just wasn't sure.
Yeah, there's the money shot. They nearly justified the decision to turn down the gift 2 points, and as I say, I think that was a really positive decision. They had some momentum up. They'll be denied on this occasion.
So a longer delay than I first expected. No try, scrum, foot on the sideline prior to the corner post. No change to the score here at Suncorp Stadium. So the scrum will pack 10 metres away. We've had over 15 minutes of game time. New Zealand with Sam Perrott scoring, converted by Jeremy Smith, and then England denied by Manu Vatuvei. Harrison just outside the Kiwis 20-metre line. That's where we're at. And we're playing the third tackle now for the Kiwis after they won the scrum. It ensued from the no try for Gardner, played by Blair. Lulaway, no look past Cayless, and Cayless up to halfway. West with the 11. Now for Nathan Feed. His kick is nicely channeled. Nice weight on it. Calderwood, the job to bring it back. And the chase from the black and white's good. Mannering taking a stream of players down the park with him in one line. Senior, 32 years of age, not far from 33, playing his 42nd Test match tonight. In fact, he and Gleeson have formed a fair partnership of Test matches together. This is their 22nd time together. And England, I think, have won 11 and lost 9 with them as the combination. Burrow, this kick will be too deep and it rolls away down towards the Caxton Street end of Suncorp.
A big boot there from Rob Burrow, who was player of the series in the 3-0 defeat of New Zealand last October, November. It was after being man of the match in their Super League Grand Final. Adam Blair brings it out. Be interested to see where Leon Price plays when he's injected into this game. I'd love to see him get a run at fullback at some stage. I'll just be told to get involved wherever you want.
Yeah, I'm with you, Pete. I think Maguire and Burrow doing a good job in the halves. Price at fullback, very good.
Mannering played the ball. Perrott. Well, he came out. He was met by Graham and Peacock, and he beat them both. They got in each other's road. Cayless with a carry, and he's taken by Peacock and Ellis to the 40-metre line. Lulaway, Marshall puts it. Oh, gee, Marshall. It was okay. It was a shoulder on him. It was late, is it? Yes, it's late. Hayne has called the tackle from Westwood. I fancy late.
Just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going, boys. Just stay here. Just stay here.
Yeah, it's Westwood, the 11. When I first saw it, I thought, oh. And then I must admit, I thought,
being illegal, but it was late. Okay, you have plenty of time to pull out.
Yeah, the referee just saying there's no drama with anything being illegal. It was just late, and this is something that in the NRL, the referees were very, very strong on. Pretty much any contact with the kicker was penalised. Whilst the referee said no illegality in the tackle, too late for his liking.
I can tell the English forwards at the moment, they're doing it tough. It's hot up here in Brisbane. And got back-to-back sets. It's going to be good to keep the New Zealanders out here.
So New Zealand will take the tap.
That was a marginal penalty. What good sides do is react positively to that, and that means England now have to defend a call that they believe might have gone their way.
Blair is with it. I can't see how he could have pulled out of it. Here's Lulaway combining with Hawaii. The number one has put the ball where you really want to put it in rugby league, over the opponent goal line.
Well, it hasn't been awarded as yet. We are going to the video referee, I would imagine, for a possible obstruction in the referee's mind. Lulaway throws one way. You see the man going through in Farlongo. I don't think he makes contact. As far as I can see, it's a well-constructed try. Again, just a pretty poor read and a defensive line that stayed back on the line instead of going out to where the ball carrier caught the football.
Geez, they bite on those second man plays, don't they? Ellis just turned his toes in just for a second. It was enough to open up for Lance.
And Jamie Peacock is the man that Farlongo went back at. And the fact Farlongo was moving, Peacock put his heels down and really made it much easier for the much smaller player to slide through for their second.
Yeah, Farlongo as well ran through the defensive line. Kearney and Bennett happy with the scoreboard at 10-0. A couple of tries, one to Perrott, the other to Ohio. This time, this is how it happened.
And they practice for this, Pete.
No matter what's happening in front of you, you can't plant your feet a metre off your own line and expect to be able to defend against quality opposition.
You can see, Tony Smith, they've made some adjustments in their defence. Back home in England, the natural style in the Super League is to hold and slide. I think Tony Smith thought to himself, to beat New Zealand and particularly Australia, they need to be more proactive and get up and defend a little bit outside in. But if anything, on the edges has confused them a little bit, and they're at 6s and 7s, just really look disjointed.
Ray, this is the England start. Last week.
Yeah.
Complete turnaround, especially if Smith can pilot this through.
Very good point, Peter. They thought it was a golden slipper. Now they're playing Melbourne Cup stuff. They'll come from behind. They'll do a Kiwi on Kiwi. Now, Jeremy Smith. He's missed it. So the scoreboard is 10-0 in favour of New Zealand. Wally Lewis sideline.
Plenty of trouble in the English defence, not moving up off the line, but it was quite a clever angle as well from Lance Ohio, who has been one of the real form players of the competition so far. And as well, you've got to give a huge rep to Thomas Luluai. Very talented after his switch of positions.
He has been good, Luluai. He looked brilliant tonight in dummy half. He's raised our eyebrows why Luke hasn't started, but tonight he's justified the decision.
This is out on the full. Purdom has put it out on the full. Just what they don't need. You saw Ellis make a good run about 7 or 8 minutes ago. He got up, he loses the ball. Westwood gives a penalty, 10 metres out, they score a try. Purdom puts it out, not by a metre, but by 5.
It's mistake upon mistake upon mistake. And you can't win a game of rugby league or a test match in the opening 20-25 minutes, but you can go a long way towards losing one. England have got to batten down the hatches, keep the opposition at bay.
Jeremy Smith, who will play with the Dragons next year. Now Luluai. And Bennett must be salivating at the fact that he's got players like Jeremy Smith coming to the club. Here's Benji showing it and giving it to Mannery. And Ellis got a smack in the face for his corner. Now Blair, they're close again. The Kiwis, Luluai for Fiend for Cayless to run the decoy. Ohio, Ropati scores! Now what did Cayless do? Is there another hint of obstruction?
Well, New Zealand are making it look too easy, so they'd be bitterly disappointed if there is an obstruction in here. England have no idea what to do with second man plays. They come up, they stay out, they're looking inside, they are nervous in defence, and eventually Jerome Ropati, who's an excellent hole runner, burst into the gap. We see the reverse angle. Cayless goes through. Now there is contact there, but it's a long way from where the football is. I don't think it should be penalised, but there's more cause for concern with that one than there certainly was the previous play.
See, Cayless, in my opinion, Matthew, aimed himself at a defender.
Well, you can't run a decoy at an outside shoulder. If you run an inside shoulder and they take the bait, but he's obstructed someone there, and I think this might be a no try. But again, as we said before, that defensive structure, I mean, the guy, Gleeson's 3 in from the edge, and he's going backwards.
Yeah, I don't know that they can take it off them, but I'm saying Cayless aimed himself at a defender.
It didn't stop the try from being scored. It made no difference, but if a penalty is awarded, it is by the letter of the law to some degree. I think that's a common sense decision.
It's an interesting analogy from Peter. He's talking about, he thinks that's a common sense decision. They talked about that at the seminar on Thursday. The use of the word discretion. It wasn't in the dictionary until Thursday. Now it's appearing in the dictionary. But he's right. It was a common sense decision. There's the try scorer, Jerome Ropati. As Peter said, he's a great hole runner. He ran that many holes last weekend, he couldn't dig himself out of it. He ran a hole for Vadavai, a decoy for Vadavai. The kick from Smith. He's got it this time.
Yeah, let's have a look at the defence from England. You'll see Gleeson, who's 3 in from the edge. You watch him, you can't see it here, but he backs away, he's going backwards. And from there, the East defenders have no chance. Maguire left one-on-one with Ropati. They're outnumbered. You see Gleeson there, he's 2 yards back from the rest of the defence line.
You're looking for news or results on the Rugby League World Cup. There's the website for you to go to. Repeating, there are tickets available for Fiji versus Australia at the football stadium tomorrow night. Eastwood is on. So the battle will resume between East and West.
Well, a couple of changes for England as well. We've got Mickey Hyam out there as well. I think John Wilkin, 17. Adrian Morley just made that tackle. I agree with Matthew. I would have left James Roby on, even though Mickey Hyam is into the game. They need points, and there are points in Roby.
Played by Luke on halfway. Just as I made mention of Eastwood, of course, Westwood has taken off. Gardner! Just a put him down gentle, boys.
Well, he went northward.
His head was pointing south, was about to be. The javelin was about to be put on this fellow, but then Mr. Eastwood said, look at little Isaac. He finished up getting a knee in the head. Now Morley. England a penalty.
You worked his head, then you release.
Worked around his head against Cayless.
Yeah, they're the penalties you like to get late in the tackle count. 4th tackle, Nathan Cayless, man penalised, and rightly so. You want that completely out of the game. England an opportunity.
Peacock. 25 minutes into the game. Peacock continues on. They've lost it. Marshall scoops it up. Marshall steps, turns Calderwood around again. Calderwood hangs in, and Marshall gets away from him again before Maguire makes the tackle. Ropati to Hohaya, runs back into the markers. Nothing going right for them at all. The men with the cross of St George on their jumpers. Cayless to play it. Isaac Luke looked up as though he didn't know what was in the script.
Trouble to the far side for the England team again.
So left side looks ominous. They come the other. Eastwood. His home ground.
Last tackle.
Heading for Super League next year. Luke. Then for Nathan Feen. They kick for Manu, but the bounce finds the line.
What an improvement in New Zealand's game. Feen at halfback. He's just taken control of that last tackle option. And although they didn't get a result, it's far better than what they've come up with the last few years.
Well, that's a penalty. The New Zealand fans are livid that Vadavai was denied an opportunity at the football. Martin Gleeson runs straight in and pushes him over.
Yeah. Let that one go. That's a sympathy one.
So this is Wellens.
Might be the only way to stop Manu. Hit him when he hasn't got the footy.
Exactly. There's Morley. The touch judge was perfectly positioned to say something to his centre man. Now Ellis is tackled and it's another penalty. against the Kiwis for being inside the 10.
Well, they trailed 3-1 in the penalty count. They've got the last 3 in succession. The last time they had the football moments ago, they dropped at second tackle. Benji Marshall scooted away.
Peacock continues to slave away. Now for the 15, Morley. Eastwood hangs in with Rapira. Oh, Hines' pass made to look better by Maguire. And then he gives it up for Wilkin, who plays it inside 20. Maguire for senior. 10 away now. Can England get it there? Hine, Wilkin was battered by Maguire. Gardner loses the ball. It'll be play on. Wilkin to Wellens. Wellens puts it down. They were invited to carry on, but eventually fumble their way out of it. Now Vadavai makes a mistake. A chance to hit them back early with Gardner. Quick catch and pass if it was possible. It could have been a try. Gleeson.
He's a winger. He doesn't expect anybody to be on his outside.
Hine, the new dummy half. Now for Burrow. Back he goes. Wellens comes dancing up to the 10-metre line. Pulled down by the Kiwis. Pulled down by Harrison. Burrow for Ellis, and Ellis is able to thrust it back for Burrow to get it away. For Peacock. Peacock has scored. England have scored through their captain.
And he's a worthy try scorer, Jamie Peacock. He's a wonderful player. He does toil, but there's quality in his work as well. And just when the side was looking for some leadership on the scoreboard, they've got it through, I think, an inspirational player for them in the big number 10. The start of the comeback.
They finally got something completely right. They have fumbled and bumbled their way through the first half an hour of this game. And maybe that will reassure them that what we have to do is hang on to the football, stop making stupid mistakes, and we can score against this team, as we did last Saturday night. Jamie Peacock gets the first of the English points, and Purdom has hooked it away. 16-4 in favour of New Zealand. Wally Lewis sideline.
Boys, I've got to say, I was one of the many that was a little bit critical of the replacement of James Roby. I thought he's had a fantastic effect on every match that they've played in, but he's got them going forward. Mickey Hyam at the moment has come on as a replacement and really, in that last set of 6, got them going forward on every occasion. On this opportunity, though, it was only the skipper that was going to lead his way there. Made a mistake or two in the lead-up, but I'm sure that the Poms are feeling a little bit more comfortable with their preparation now.
Key Senior backpedaling to take the kick-off. And will play the ball on the 20-metre line. Maguire was dummy half. Ellis has got fire in the eyes. Just outside the 30-metre line. Play back for Hine. Down for Burrow. Now for Morley. Adrian will play the ball inside the 40-metre line. Hine with a determined, struggling run. Tackled by Eastwood. Burrow passes to nobody.
6 again.
And it's 6 more. Shane Hay saying that New Zealand came in contact. Peacock then with a barge. Down the short side to the 40. Now Maguire, nicely. Wilkin on. Gleeson cutting through. Wilkin again. And now Maguire. Wilkin comes to Burrow. Morley tries to break them. They're 18 away from the line. For Hine to go short to Wilkin. 5 metres out from the line. Can they do it again? Graham short for Wellens. Came loose in a hard tackle from Eastwood.
Well, the Kiwis survived, but there's some danger signs there for the Kiwis. 16-0 up, and they've taken their foot off the pedal. And the English side have sensed it. I'm with Pete. I think it's time to get Price out there. Luke Wellens is a star back home at an international level. He's proven himself to be what you call just a safe player. They need a bit of impact, creative spark.
Rapira winding it right up to the 30-metre line. Luke Smith running at Wilkin and Purdom on the 40-metre line then. Kiwis end of the ground. They're guarding the northern end, the Caxton Street end. As Nathan Feen drives it down behind Calderwood. Calderwood has got a bit of space to work in. And here they are, the black and whites arrive in convoy.
And Perrott does the job in making the tackle, and as always, the game has turned on some possession. A mistake from Butterfly, first tackle bringing out from his own end was a costly one. All of a sudden, some wind in the sails on the back of consecutive sets as Gardner, centre field, 32 from his own line. High and finds Graham.
One of the younger players in the side, just he and Roby, the only two players under 24. This is Purdom. 42 away from the Kiwis line. Heim, Wilkins kick, fielded by Hohaya. Coming out from his 10-metre line to meet the ball. Now for Valavai. Tackled by Heim. 16 is Rapira. Back in the side. One of those that was rested last weekend. This is Sikamanu. Now for Mannering. Running at senior and Graham. 40-metre line, England's end. Luke for Feen. His right foot kick is high. Over towards Gardner. Now Vadavai went through and the ball goes over the sideline.
Tit for tat, it's all right, it's evened up the boys, as it always does. English take advantage of the cooling fans on the sideline. It has been a very humid and hot day in Brisbane. They've been here 3 weeks now, so you'd think they would have acclimatised to some degree. And Sikamanu out there now, as Ray pointed out, sole try scorer against Australia earlier in the tournament. Thought he might have missed the rest of it with a fractured eye socket, but he is out there, and obviously the injury not as serious as first thought.
Played by Gleeson. This is Morley. And Morley will play the ball 12 metres on his own side of halfway. This is Graham. And he's taken down by Rapira's tackle. It was a bootlace tackle. Quickly across the line. Wilkin goes to Purdom. Purdom beats Ropati. Purdom gets the ball in. It goes to ground. I thought the player might have been tackled, not in possession. But Jeremy Smith was not penalised for that. And they get up exchanging words. Maguire and Smith.
Maguire. I saw a big Manu in front of him. He just backed away a little bit there. But, you know, look, the English, this is the big set for the English. They've had the wind in their sails a little bit, had the run of the green. And now, all of a sudden, they turn the ball over in a bit of field position to the Kiwis. Can they hold them out 4 minutes towards half-time? A big 4 minutes coming up.
A bit of an opportunity on the outside there at Purdom with that Gardner. He's a prolific try scorer. Put him straighten and look for the inside man where all the defence was.
Stay there, Denny. Don't move back until it's out.
Feen feeds. Ropati at 5'8" did well to catch a low pass.
Tackler was Wilkin. This is Sikamanu. And the play the ball has been penalised from Sikamanu.
No, just a mistake, Ray. It was lost control of it in the referee's mind. There it is, the knock on.
Look, again for the English, Danny Maguire's really impressed me. He's operating on the right-hand side in attack. And I think he's looked the most likely for the English. He sort of nailed himself to that right-hand side of the field. I'd like to see him just roam around a little bit.
So England with a chance just in front of half-time. his senior. 16-4 in favour of New Zealand. 3 tries to 1. Burrow, Morley, and Morley will play the ball. 32 away. Heim, right side, Graham, decoy runner, then Maguire, then a decoy, then Wellens, now Gleeson, now Gardner. Gardner comes away off his sideline, and Ropati embraces him. Played inside the 20, it's come from Maguire. Put down by Wilkin. Just can't keeping it together.
Yeah, the balloon, they blow it. All of a sudden, there's the prick. Stuck in, bang, deflated. Have to start again.
Nothing will deflate a balloon as quick as...
Be nice.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly what I mean.
So here is the scrum packing down. As we move on. 18 out from the Kiwi line. Valivai.
I was going to say, he knocked the ball up, but close.
And now for Manu.
Just painting a picture, gentlemen.
Graham and Morley making the tackle with Wilkin. Now from Isaac Luke to Jeremy Smith. And the English seemingly becoming more and more aware of the danger of Jeremy Smith and Adam Blair and their ability to offload. This is for Longo. Now for Smith. Back for Fiend. Deeper for Marshall. Low. Awful for Mannering. And a knock-on for Simon. But you can't blame him. Benji's pass, a horror.
It was. Yeah, it was a poor one. They tried to get Mannering one-on-one with little Robert Burrow on that edge. Ball just went to his ankles, but opportunity now for the English. We'll see. Yeah, it's a poor one. That ball's getting a little bit slippery out there. As I said, hot and humid up here in Brisbane. Now a minute before half-time. 16-4 down the English. If that turns into 16-10, we would say it's a big chance.
So it's Purdom. He kicks on the first. Chasing is Maguire. He gets the bounce. He scores. A wonderful World Cup try.
Oh, well done.
Even Fleet Street stood up and cheered. They're sitting in front of us. The British press, they stood up and cheered.
No problem with the balloon on that one. Good thinking. Not well read by New Zealand. They had to think kick at some stage in the last minute. We're going upstairs to make sure that Maguire is onside. He is. Burrow did very well to run as far as he did. That brought the defensive line up as far as it could come. Maguire timed his run beautifully to beat Perrott. And we should have a 16-10 scoreline going in and a completely different game.
He's a terrific player, Maguire. Great kick by Purdom. So pleased for Maguire. As I said, he was just a prodigy back at Leeds. And he was their great hope. Look, no problem with that.
Yeah, I apologise to Rob Purdom. It wasn't, of course, Rob Burrow. It was the number 13 taking the ball from the scrum, and Maguire knew exactly what was on, unlike the New Zealand defence, and the put down, no problem with that. This will be a green light.
They called Gary Schofield the poacher back in Leeds, and that's what this guy is. He can poach a try. I think in his debut season, he scored something like 38 tries at Leeds. Caught the attention of everybody. This is his best game, I think, so far at international level, right when they've needed it. Danny Maguire.
It's amazing how your mind works. It was at this ground, Lang Park, many years ago, at a State of Origin match that I was involved in. I think the Queensland side did exactly the same for Dale Shearer, I think, to score the try.
Yeah, we said every now and then the Dragons have had success at club level, and the green light went up, but it was benefit of the doubt. I'm not quite sure where that came in. He looked to be onside, and the put down was fine. I've got no idea where benefit of the doubt comes in, but the important thing is that the points are counting.
Well, there must have been a benefit of the doubt ruling on the validity of Maguire and his positioning in relation to Purdom. Heavens above, it was only a struck match. Why wouldn't you give benefit of the doubt? It was a great try. Wonderful moment in the World Cup. There's the conversion from the Little Rocket. It's 16-10. Wally Lewis.
And Danny Maguire came up with 2 great sprints in this play. The first one was to go across to Rob Purdom and tell him that it was on. Only 2 men knew about it. The second, a wonderful sprint to the ball to put the English team back into the game.
That's the English way, isn't it? The unorthodox, Pete. Too often they try to play the Australian game. That is their game.
Well, there's the hooter. We've got a football game on our hands. And trailing by 6. Led by 10 at this time a week ago. That proved to be the wrong tactic. We've beaten 22 unanswered points second half. So the second half of this game is underway. And here it's Graham. 15 metres back into the field of play for Morley. Time in 16. Replacement dummy half for Roby. Graham again. Second handle on the first set. They've got through 4. They've gone to 5. And here's Purdom, a bounce away. Eastwood chases, makes the tackle. So they've got through this set. And Burrow drives it down, but it's a friendly bounce for Ohio. And Hyam it is that makes the tackle.
Not a particularly good kick there from Rob Burrow. The body language in the sheds at half-time so very different. Most of the English players up on their feet. They couldn't wait to get back out there. They didn't want the first half to finish. New Zealand much more sedate. Realised they'd let a big lead go. The momentum's certainly with the English side at the moment. They just need to maintain it early in the second half. The first 15 last week is where they lost the game.
Jeremy Smith tackles on the opponent's 40-metre line. Luke goes to the short side for the kick from Marshall. Down towards the sideline, and Wellens was taken by Ropati. Good catch by Wellens. He was under extreme pressure because he was getting close to the side. Gardner put away by Isaac Luke. Yes, good work by Wellens. Just inside the 20-metre line, played by Wilkin. This is Gleeson. Stepped away from Luke. Took it out towards 30. Hyam looking for a penalty. Tackled inside 40. Tackled by Eastwood. Played quickly. Burrow scoots out. Came off a Kiwi. Taken by Wellen. Not played at. Kicked again. Down for Ropati. They've got the ball in good field position. Penalty to the Kiwis. In front of the kicker. Not outside the 10.
Well, the kick went straight into the back of Jeremy Smith. Really, that's a great opportunity presented to New Zealand.
Well, 2 kicks by Burrow in the last 5 minutes. Not good. Here's Sam Rapira. 7 away. Isaac Luke chooses to go open for Eastwood. Puts the left-hand fend on Graham. Doesn't succeed. Hyam goes in. Luke passes right side. For Marshall to go away. It's Manu Sika. Held by Ellis. Now that was knocked down. I fancy. No, it's being ruled knocked on.
Yeah, good work there from the English defender, hitting the arm of the man carrying the football. Isaac Luke forcing it to go forward. In fact, the ball had left by the time Wellens made contact.
Just got to rebuild their game, the Kiwis. Start again. That first 16 points just came too easy. It's like it threw them off balance. The English on the side with the tails in there at the moment. Plenty of energy in their game.
Key senior. Burrow for Morley. Morley wrapped up by Folongo. Just outside their 20. Burrow's pass. Suspect. Wilkin is with the ball. 35 away. Hyam to Graham. Graham goes short to Purdom. Tries to get it away under pressure. And he said, touched in flight, play on, 6 more. A lucky call for England, played by Maguire. Away to Wellens, now it's with Ellis. And Ellis will play the ball 3 metres on New Zealand side of halfway. For Burrow now, short ball for Graham. Quite light on his feet for a big man. He stepped around Rapira. To be tackled by Fulong, Sikamanu. Now it's on to Purdom. Purdom on to Gleeson. Gleeson inside the 30-metre line. And he'll play the ball 22 out from the Kiwi line. Dummy half was broken. Maguire puts a kick in, a stabbing kick. The chase is on, but Perrett's with it. And Perrett seemingly was able to come back with no defence around him at all. Ohio is taken by Purdom. Perrett really was given a get-out-of-jail card free.
To put Tony Smith on getting James Roby out there straight away and leaving Hyam out there, because the Kiwi forwards, they are struggling. They're really struggling at the moment around those rucks.
Price is getting ready to come on.
Why kick the football third tackle and not chase anyway?
But Marshall's with it now. And he puts a big kick down the ground for Wellens. It was a monster punt. Now Wellens, who we think Price will replace. Now Calderwood on his own 40-metre line. Keith Senior. Gareth Ellis. 3 Kiwis involved. Nathan Cayless for one, and Nathan Feen another, and Ellis is injured. Burrow to the halfway line. He's been strong tonight, Gareth Ellis, but at the moment he's in a bit of pain. Here's Maguire, nice, Wilkin in. It's a good piece of work. Gleeson away, Gardner down, but it's gone forward, says Shane Hayne.
Well, I think the touch judge has said forward. Shane Hayne wasn't in a position to call forward on that. He was 10 or 15 metres in front of where the ball was delivered. Leon Price about to come into the game. As I said earlier, it'll be very, very interesting to see how he's used. Let's have a look at this. Again, looking at the hands, I thought they were okay from Gleeson.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think initially went backwards and it will always float forward. Yeah. But again, good play by Maguire again out on this right. And the man they call Leon Price about to come onto the field.
So Price is out there in jumper number 14. And the Kiwis with the ball a couple of metres into Lions territory. Gareth Ellis has come from the field. Rapira. And a penalty goes to the Kiwis.
I think what's going to happen here, I think Price is going to go to 5'8". He's talking to Gleeson at the moment. Gleeson might go to the back row. So a real tactical change from Smith.
They might have been tempted there, New Zealand, to go for an 8-point lead, but they sense an opportunity and kick for touch. Green finds Manu.
Manu proving hard to stop. 15 away from the England line. So New Zealand with Cayless shouldering it up. Taken by Graham. And by Wilkin. Luke, his pass to Marshall. Short to Fulongo. And they're 3 away. England called on to defend. Marshall sweeps it away. Feen dummies a couple. Puts a little kick in behind. Senior's there. New Zealand's there in numbers. But it's too long. Mannering and Perrett arriving a fraction of a second too late.
It was beautiful vision. The kick only needed to be half a metre shorter. Drifting across again. They got numbers on the English defence. A couple of wide passes. Threadbare out wide. And Nathan Feen read it beautifully. Saw Calderwood come up. In fact, Calderwood was the other side of him. And Mannering and Perrett, well, so close but so far.
I'll tell you what, the opportunities, you see this just fractionally too long. The opportunities on the edges for the Kiwis, there's just so many of them. You saw it on that occasion, the English, absolute 6s and 7s. The more they can get the ball to the edge, the more opportunity they'll create, the more points they'll score.
We're just checking this again. to see what is the correct restart. No try, 20-metre restart. So Heim, in 16, starts us from the 20 and then made a mistake. But they've recovered it. No change to the half-time score, 16-10. Here's Maguire again, proving a problem for the Kiwis. Ropati did the job on him then. This fellow's got ability. Wilkin, and the ball goes to ground. Marshall's with it, penalty England.
Yeah, Cayless David Falonga was picked in an offside position by Benji Marshall. A couple of attacks down that short side. And there's the arm of Falonga thrown out. And Marshall in front.
It's Gareth Ellis. Going for the oxygen there. The opportunities through the middle for the English at the moment. As I said, the Kiwi forwards are just struggling with the pace, and here we go again, using some sort of play. It's James Graham.
30 metres away from the line, played by Wilkin. This is Heim, 22 metres out, centre of the ground. Burrow, dummy half, takes Graham with him. Graham's there. Graham tackled by Falongo. 12 metres away from the Kiwi line. Heim goes away, left side for Maguire. Goes back and wide, out now to Wellens. Wellens is tackled 3 metres away. He will play the ball back. He's got Maguire and dummy half. Maguire puts a little kick in off the back end. Mannering will try and get back. He won't get back. It's a line drop out. They'll get the ball back and have another go. Wally Lewis sideline.
Yeah, and some injury concerns as we just saw the shot of Gareth Ellis. Left the field in a great amount of pain. Not sure whether he's done rib cartilage or broken a rib. We'll get it back to you shortly.
Time of the injury that he's been very vigorous tonight. He's been very good, Gareth Ellis.
They're twisted there. That could very easily be a rib cartilage popped. And trust me, they are more painful than a broken rib.
Back-to-back sets now for the English. Repeat, leave me like that. Back-to-back sets.
Marshall with the line drop out, fielded by Price. And he sends Graham back to them on the 30-metre line. Now Morley, that right arm heavily taped to the 20-metre line. As it comes away for Burrow, it goes behind Maguire, it goes to Price. That's a good pass, it's gone back to nobody. Gardner's with it. So now Wilkin offloads for Gleeson. Always seems to beat the first tackle. Gardner a lucky bump along the line. Burrow gets it on. Maguire goes across, looks for a gap, looks for Senior. Senior beats one, comes inside 10. He's 5 metres out, he's 3 metres out, and Senior is tackled a couple of metres from the base of the uprights. Played back to Heim, it's gone to Graham, run around with Heim. Along the ground it goes now. Purdon's got the ball. Heim again. They go short side, and Heim is driven by the Kiwi defence.
Great defence. Great defence.
They went for the big play, Mickey Heim. He's dangerous close to the line. You would think another repeat set would have been very difficult for the Kiwis to hold the English out. Blair back into the action.
This is Perrott. 12 minutes of the second half gone.
Just need to maintain their composure, England. Just hurry with the football those last 2 sets. They're on top at the moment. To stay there, they can't give away silly mistakes. And they really had to find the in-goal area on that last tackle. Nathan Cayless steadies things down centre field. 2 metres shy of the 40. And most importantly with the football, Isaac with one-hand pick-up.
Marshall gets it away for Ropati. He's run into a big hole. Got it into Marshall. Marshall goes back to the middle of the ground. He's looking for support. He finds support, but it's an Englishman. And he comes away with it, Wilkin.
Marshall on the edges. Again, catches the English short. They just couldn't convert the opportunity.
Calderwood. replay. Marshall was on the swing. And not again, please.
Yeah, play the ball mistake here. Shane Hand was found against
No control of your body, mate. You fell forward.
Paul Wellens.
Go!
Morley off. Captain on. Peacock. Well, if anything, that's a penalty. He hasn't touched the football at all with his foot.
That's what I thought it was earlier tonight, but I guess you grow accustomed to the English not touching with their feet. And many times they'll be facing sideline to sideline.
I like the chance here for New Zealand to run in points. Got a little bit of football now, and they've weathered the storm at the other end. So I just think they can be a little bit more clinical and maintain the pressure better than their opposition.
You can see Marshall is just talking to his troops. There's going to be a big shot to the right here. Oh, they don't complete the set of 6. Manu comes up with an error. That's a big let off for the English. Clapping their hands. They know it's a let off as well.
Well, he's been much more consistent, Manu Vadabai, this season. Leon Price, the arm around the football. He did come out because of a loose carry. 4 tries last week for Vadabai. Set a record for New Zealand in the amount of tries scored in a game at World Cup. But 2 poor errors tonight early in the tackle count.
30-metre line for England, their own end. Purdom. Jeremy Smith's tackle was the effective tackle. Roby is back. Now Peacock. And away goes Barrow. Scurries across the halfway line and takes play 5 into New Zealand's area. Roby to Graham. Graham onto Maguire. Maguire to Purdom in close quarters. And Purdom will play a tackle by Mannering. Roby again. And Maguire knocks on. New Zealand get the ball through Cayless. Perrott.
The tide is turning. Wanted to execute before he caught the football. England are playing New Zealand back into this.
Jeremy Smith taken by Peacock. And Luluwai gives it to Cayless. Roby is low. Peacock up the top. 32 metres out. Luluwai. Fiend. And he gets the ball away from Bronson Harrison. And the Tiger is away to score for New Zealand. Bronson Harrison. Canberra-bound. Scores for the Kiwis.
And rewarded by the coaching staff. Put into the run on side for this one, and he's been strong again. And this game, it's about the little things. Mickey Hyam at the other end 5 minutes ago caught last tackle. They've had consecutive sets. All of a sudden, the pressure valve released. England make mistakes at their own end, and New Zealand good enough to take advantage. Lovely ball onto the chest of Harrison next to the posts.
They needed that, New Zealand. There was a fire to be put out. That's the best way to put it out. He mightn't be one of the leading lights at West Tigers, but when it comes to picking a national side, his name is always in the minds of the selectors. Bronson Harrison scoring for New Zealand. Reminding me that West's Tigers, Bronson plays for them, of course. So does Benji. They got that big night on Tuesday to honour Brett Hodgson, and I think there's still some tickets available on Tuesday night. You have to ring the club, but you can't let a bloke like Brett Hodgson go without paying a tribute to him, and the Tigers are going to do that on Tuesday. Here's the kick for conversion from Smith, and he gets it easily.
And again, Rabs, the edge defence from England. The 6s and 7s. Watch Keith Senior. You'll see Keith Senior here. As the ball player comes across, he just loses his nerve and turns his toes in at the very last second. Leaves Burrow stranded. That's really poor edge defence, and that's been one one of the major problems, probably the major problem of England in this tournament.
Well, each 80 minutes is divided up into windows of opportunity. You've got to take advantage when you have that window. When you don't, you have to stop the opposition. The opening 10 minutes of this second half was all England.
Stand up.
But through a lack of execution and some poor mistakes, they didn't take advantage. And it is now turning back to the opposition. And the Kiwis good enough to put on 6, and they're capable of putting on another 6 in rapid succession.
A show of bravery there from James Roby. He had Manu Vadavai like a runaway train coming at him. And that's something you don't really need to be confronted with, but he did it and did it well. Here they go again with Thiem, running off Lulawai. I was about to make the comment, Nathan Thiem tonight has got some lovely touches. Now Marshall puts it along the ground. It bounces up for Price. Well, if he's got the ability they talk of, there's no better time than tonight to present it. This is Roby for Burrow, for Westwood, and to the 40-metre line almost. He's held by Jeremy Smith, the number 13 for New Zealand. That was his 20th tackle, Jeremy. Now they're almost to halfway. Gardner plays it, Burrow to his captain Peacock, beats one, but then he's shut down in a two-man tackle by Cayless and Ropati. To the right side for Maguire to put a kick in. It's gone high and it's gone down. Oh, Menzo Hayes had another air swing. He can't clean up the ball. Well, gee, Shane, hey, you've called that a bit quickly, have you not?
And the big contingent of English fans here are giving him the rounds of the kitchen as well. They want to know why Rob Burrow didn't have the right to grab the loose ball and race away to score.
Let's go, guys.
Why kicks the football, contact there from Ropati. A bit lucky to get away with that.
Come on, New Zealand.
High, a rare mistake.
Get in.
Loses the football, Burrow picks it up. That's a shocking early call.
It's disgraceful. There's no reason why Rob Burrow can't score under the post, and we're at 22-16. Anyway, here's Gleeson going away for Senior, and the big fellow is taken by Mannering. I think they're hitting the wrong side if they think they're going to break them down. Mannering's so strong. Gleeson's with it now.
Play to the post, keep it short and tight and play to the posts.
Roby to Burrow now to Peacock. Taken low by Lulawai. Up the top by Blair. Chance for England. And now from Roby. Away it goes to Westwood, who tries to back over the line. Roby goes behind Graham. It's a high pass for Burrow. Now it's away for Price. Price away for Gleeson. Gleeson dummies. Gleeson goes for the line. Gleeson scores. England had scored. And to be very, very honest with you, it seems like a little bit of karma.
Yeah, justice in that. Burrow should have scored or should have been allowed to score. The difference may be here the conversion. England will hope that this will be converted because Burrow, as Ray pointed out, would have scored near the post. And this is a try, the like that they conceded first half. Second man plays, Gleeson on the outside, sliding between two. Ropati can't stop him, slams the football over.
Yeah, watch Maguire here, real threat. Looking for the straight pass at Benji. They just hold him off, create space at the outside. Nice from Price, nice subtlety. But it goes to Gleeson. Gleeson's classy in those situations. Held his composure beautifully.
Burrow with the conversion attempt. Very short approach. 20 out, looks good. Yes, he's got a bit. Now they're back to 22-16. Wally Lewis.
And for a change, New Zealand having the terms dictated to them. A wonderful opportunity for the English to attack on the right side. All of their players knew that they were man for man. It was simply making sure that they committed each and every defender. A wonderful opportunity, but what provided them with that was a little bit of the big running up front from James Graham.
Kickoff from Marshall. Big. Graham with it. Back on his 10.
It's a good test match, isn't it? hotly contested, so much at stake, crowd really into it. And there's plenty of errors in it, no doubt. But that just all adds to the excitement and the unpredictability.
This is Westwood, who carries it to the 30. Roby from the ground, passes to find Peacock. Good dummy half, Roby. Now he turns it back across the back of the ruck for Price. And Leon will play it in the middle of the ground. Blair and Smith the tacklers. McGuire has been good tonight. That kick, though. Oh, he's tested O'Hare again! And again he's found a fumble.
Well, he came up with one last week, Lance. At the moment, he's got the hippie shakes. You're going to keep testing him out. Where's the penalty? Yeah, the tackle. Hang on.
Well, Wilkin and Vadavai were the chief combatants in there.
A little short right from Manu too. He's normally a pretty gentle character.
He's loving not a fighter.
The referee did call held on a couple of occasions.
Go.
And the tackle was definitely completed well before the trial line. Hyatt didn't like it. Wilkin is the man who gets involved, and then Manu comes in.
Which is in the melee.
No harm
As
done.
they came away, Lanzahaya went to push which play it was, Maguire I think it was, to cause him on the chin.
Just pushed him.
With the fist, caught him on the chin. Now whether it was deliberate or not, I can't say.
Okay.
Definitely caught him on the face.
Don't think this goes against Lance Hyatt.
I think that's what's going to happen here.
Yeah. Just listen, boys. Okay.
Yeah, as the melee finished, Lanzahaya struck out with his arm, captured then Maguire on the face.
Okay. Thanks, James. We've already got a penalty. All right? We've already got the penalty. But when something like that is, you just walk away. All right? You just walk away. All right? Away you go. Back it up. No, the penalty still stands because I've already made the penalty for calling held. Then you
I think
no one
he
stop
well.
it back in there. Okay? Let's
You'd
call
hate
our
to
heads,
see the
boys.
penalty reversed. Now this is a test match. There's plenty at stake. There's no harm done here whatsoever.
His report suggested O'Hare put one on the whiskers of Wilkin
With his fist.
I can't see any fist contacting Wilkin off O'Hare. First piece of evidence, Your Worship, he's not tall enough to hit him on the whiskers. Anyway, thank God Shane Hay. In fact, he said no, the first penalty, it stands for not observing the held call when I had called it twice, I think. Blair is with it, right on halfway. Playing it to Luluwai and now for Cayless. Getting a little bit heated out there. Peacock has been strong, the 10. Now for Rapira. And slamming Sam takes it inside the 40. Again for Luluwai, who seems more comfortable in 9. And likewise Fiend. Now Harrison inside the 30-metre line. Luluwai good, and Fiend stabs one in. Oh, Gardner trying to field it with his feet, and he is going to pay the penalty. I don't know that the result would have been any different, but he's grounded in goal. Line drop out, 22-16. Peter's right. It is a good test match. Yeah, it's got a lot of mistakes in it, but it's highly entertaining. Even the mistakes have been exciting. Tony Smith.
He doesn't think the mistakes are too exciting.
Maybe I just exaggerated a tad there. This is Fiend. On the 30-metre line. England's end. Played by the New Zealand halfback. And Cayless is with the ball. Wilkin, the 17. I like some of the things he's doing. Oh, Thomas Luluwai to Blair. Well, where's the call for forward that time? Luluwai again. Behind Rapira, goes to Marshall. It's a dancing, skipping Marshall. Luluwai cleans up a bad pass. And he is tackled 10 metres out from the line. So O'Hare at dummy half now for Nathan Feen. And gave it to Cayless, who looked around for a runner outside him. Rapira for Feen. Feen puts a little kick in, they'll score. No! Ropati was there first, but he couldn't get a clutch on it.
Good body movement here from Gardner. The kicking game for New Zealand tonight has been very good from Nathan Feen. Got the restart from Gardner last time. Steps back on the inside and nearly gets this one exactly right. As the kick goes through, have a look at Gardner. Just get in front of Ropati and deny the number 4 getting to the football first. Had some work to do. Who does it come off? It comes off Gardner. Will be another line dropout.
But again, terrific from Nathan Feen. In the second half last week, I think he got 4 or 5 repeat sets of 6. And that's been the big improvement in the New Zealand game.
Well, England have come back to the 20-metre line. I think they're going to be disappointed here. I really think the left hand of Gardner there touches the football.
No doubts.
I don't think there's a late touch from Ropati.
I think you're right, Clouseau. I think you're right, Inspector. You've got him. You've got your man again.
This will be tough for England. They have not been good this series, defending back-to-back sets. This is, I think, 3 in a row now. Let's see how they go.
So, New Zealand coming back with Rapira. Ran it at Graham, a spectacular contact. 28 metres out from the line. Little away for Cayless, a little juggle. And Nathan Cayless will play out on the 20-metre line. Tackler was Peacock together with Wilkin. This is Fee. Now Hohaya. The 3 little men got together, the 9, the 7, the 1. And now Hohaya plays it. Feen goes back to Blair. Blair taken low, head on by Peacock. Blair plays it quickly. Now it's gone away to Hohaya on the right side. Harrison is with the ball again. And Harrison is pulled out. 5 away. And about 10 in from touch on the last. Feen for the kick. There it is. Over it goes. Oh, they're going to score. I think Manu has got it. No, it's not Manu. It might be Ropati. It's Ropati getting his second.
What's a black jersey? That's the only important thing. And a double miss there. I think it's Maguire who couldn't claim it the first time. And why Gardner would ever try and pick up such a difficult ball is hard to determine. Big contact there. He's only 21, Sam Rapira. Little chip over. Missed there. Ball's down low. Gardner's got to be trying to dive on it, not pick it up. And this shot here will show us, Matt, who has scored the try eventually and maybe the match winner for the Kiwis.
Great work again, Nathan Feen. At the end of a set of 6, just keep your head. Oh, it's going to be Ropati. Ropati gets the try. But Gardner, that's a couple of air swings in a row now. But Nathan Feen, going to tip your hat to him. You know, it's been a part of the game with the Kiwis been poor at their last tackle options, but over the last game and a half, he's really fixed that problem.
And you have to tip your hat to the New Zealand coaching staff as well. The combination they had to start the tournament, it wasn't the right one, it wasn't working. So they've tinkered around. And tonight, Ray, I know you've said a couple of times, Luluwai looks much more comfortable in the 9. Feen looks excellent as first receiver 7. It's all worked beautifully, although Marshall just gets that inside the left upright.
28 plays 16, and the Silver Fern flies on the flags of the supporters of the loyal and the faithful.
Pretty decent combination. Stephen Kearney, very good up-and-coming coach, and Wayne Bennett, the old master.
26,500. 26,659 England coming back with Wilkin. Play for Gardner. Now for Maguire. This is Gleeson. Here is Graham or Westwood. It's Westwood. Graham is more of a redhead. As it goes now on the left side for Gleeson. In for his second. And Roby, a dummy half, thinks about it. Goes out wide for Burrow. It's gone on for Peacock. who seemed to get a kick on it before it hit the ground. Ohio comes away with the ball, and New Zealand allowed to play on with an advantage.
Well, they had a chance to hit straight back there, England. A smart restart from Rob Burrow. They got the football back. It has plagued them so often. Again, a crucial mistake at the wrong time as New Zealand now work it back out. Coming into the final 10 minutes of this test match. New Zealand, if they're not thinking 6, they might start thinking 1.
Don't forget that website if you're looking for news and results on the World Cup. It is on your screen now, although you don't need to know any more results than just this one this weekend. And we haven't got a result yet, but 28 plays 16. It's looking like New Zealand are going to a World Cup final again. Greg Eastwood on the benches. Of course, neither of these two countries, New Zealand or England, have won a World Cup.
Could be a very big night for New Zealand. Earlier tonight, the curtain raiser, the New Zealand women won the Women's World Cup, defeating Australia by a big scoreline.
Here's Price towards halfway. Burrows is over it. Burrow goes along to Senior. He'll go back to Burrow, who's supported. Now it's with Calderwood, and Calderwood has taken to ground. 35 metres away from the Kiwi line. 28-16 with about 8 minutes to go. Here's Maguire, back to Price, back to Wilkin. Here is Gleeson. Gleeson at fend, always beats one. It's with Gardner, he's in the touch. Probably should have reacted quicker, Gardner. It was always going to be a problem that sideline as the ball came across and across. And he should have been angling in, I'm sure, earlier than he did. Gleeson probably ran him out of his comfort zone when I look at it on replay.
Yeah, Gardner just give Gleeson the opportunity to create the 2-on-1. As I said, he said once before, he plays with Matt Gidley, the English Super League Gardner. So he's learnt that tactic from Gidley. That time they just ran into space.
So the Kiwis, Bronson Harrison.
Releasing.
And Purdom about to go back into the fray. Rapira, as Peter pointed out, he's only young. He's tough. He's a good player. Lula wide. Stood Graham up. Got it back to Blair. Shovels it out the back. Marshall loses the ball. Gleeson plays the advantage. And Gleeson will play the ball. 35 away from the Kiwi line.
Well, they must score.
Maguire.
This end of the field, they can get some sets down here. Either this set or the next set, they have to score to give themselves a chance.
Played by Burrow. Roby for Westwood. And he's inside the 20-metre line. Taken by Blair. Now Graham to the 10, and he puts it back for Maguire. Maguire, he'll score. Maguire. Danny Maguire, I think, is over to score. But Shane Hayne wants to have a look at the grounding.
Well, Shane Hayne is very, very well positioned to adjudicate on this. Maguire did well. I've got to say, Graham did superbly. He's just about been as good as any player on the field tonight, Graham. He's short there. That's a try. The momentum takes him over. He's still got control of the football. And the referee is immediately in front of that. Short of the line, possession, movement forward. He's still got control of the football. The point touches. That'll do.
He's been superb too, Maguire. Really, really good. You're right, James Graham, he's some sort of player. Yeah. His stats, 30 tackles and 15 hit-ups. But the finesse on that ball plane to go to the line so direct and get it in behind for Maguire. Terrific work.
Gee, I'll be surprised if they rule against this. 4-pointer for Danny Maguire. And hasn't it been wonderful to be here and see this performance?
Rob Burrow wasting no time. He needs to make sure that he pilots this one through. Time is against them, but he needs to make sure there are only 6 in arrears at the end of it, and does.
And have a look at the work here from James Graham as he pours onto the football and threatens the line. A little ball playing behind, look at that, nice and straight. Really good work. And that creates the space back on the inside for Maguire. Maguire checks on the right foot and a grandstand finish.
Yeah, this is the man, Danny Maguire. Matthew made the point a few times. You know, he was one of the new kids on the block, the whiz kid, the saviour of rugby league, if you like. And tonight we've seen what they're talking about. Here they are coming off their own line precariously. And the ball is with Graham. Roby, Price, now for Peacock. And they've got to set it up. They've got to give this set of six a chance to work for them. Morley to the 40. Third tackle, 6 minutes to go. Less than that. Burrow, Price, swerved with his hips. He beat a man. Looks at the referee. Play on. Burrow, 35 out. Back to Peacock. 30 out. 28 out is Peacock now. Attacking kick. He'll play the ball 28 away. It's gone now to Danny Maguire. Maguire puts a kick across. He's looking for Calderwood. Parenting out there in defence. The ball is down for Senior. And Senior comes circling back. Six more tackles for England. Here's Senior to the centre of the park. And he's tackled on the 20-metre line. England trailing by 6. Roby gets it to Westwood. And Westwood will play the ball. 28-22. The Kiwis in front of the lines. Here's Graham again. Gets it away to Morley. Morley 7 away. The uprights down the Milton Road end of the ground. Now it's away from Roby. The pass goes to no man. And it's knocked on by Purdom. It was too good to be true. We'll take a break and come back. 28-22. Gareth Ellis back on the bench, which is good news.
Oh, wasn't that let off for the Kiwis? It was a poor pass from James Roby at a dummy half. He's been good, Roby, but you've got to have that pass again.
But again, you've got to keep your head. That was an opportunity for Purdom just to stop the ball with his foot and pick it up for the sake of a couple of seconds.
4 minutes of the semi-final remaining. New Zealand clinging to a 6-point lead. Jeremy Smith. 5 tries for New Zealand against 4 for England. This is Lulawai. Semi-final 2 tomorrow night at the football stadium in Sydney. Australia will play Fiji, and tickets available as Feen drives this kick towards the corner. It's with Price, who has gone back into that fullback role some time ago, and it's been lost by Gardner. It went forward. The Kiwis will get the loose hit and feed. And Bronson Harrison is in the spotlight again.
Be a bit careful, but that's all, folks. Price found Gardner. Strong defence. It was another tremendous kick from Nathan Feen down into the corner. And whilst they're only limping to the line, New Zealand, there's either a try here or a field goal to make it a bird of it.
He's in the second half to forget Eddie Gardner.
So the Kiwis with Marshall came to Purdom and he held on, took him to ground. Feen, this is Smith, and Jeremy tackled 9 away by Westwood. Here is Lulawai, around 2, and then taken down by Morley.
Really, you just set it one more in for a field goal just to win the game.
Here's Blair, combining with Smith, and Senior shut him out, squashed him. And Jeremy Smith gingerly plays the ball. Lulawai puts a little kick in, came back to him, off the feet of England. Shane Hay wasn't sure where the ball was.
Last tackle.
Now the last. They've set Feen up. Here's Feen. He puts a kick in. Not a drop goal, a tip. Got across the park. Gardner's up there, but Vanderbilt went above him. The ball went to Ropati. It went back to England, but now Marshall has scored. Marshall is in the right spot at the right time, and he scores. Game, set, match.
Fortuitous bounce there off Danny Maguire into the other number 6, Benji Marshall. I thought it was a poor set of 6. But in the end, the Nathan Fiend kick put pressure on the opposition. Bounced back beautifully. Ropati onto Maguire's chest, out of Maguire's grasp, into Marshall's hands.
Yeah, the point was the easy option, wasn't it? They lived dangerously here. I mean, if Maguire takes this pass, see Big Manu fly back inside to Ropati. He takes his pass and starts heading down the other end of the field. Things might be different. But the Kiwis have come up with the all-important try. Marshall right in the corner. And they'll play the winner of Australia versus Fiji tomorrow. Look forward to that.
Yeah, Australia taking on the Fijians. And they'll be colourful. Make no mistake about that. They will play razzle-dazzle football. They might play with some structure early, but then they'll just let the ball do the work. The God Squad.
You have a look at a young fellow from Newcastle Knights, RQ Yuate. He's a ripper. Terrific player. You watch him go tomorrow.
I thought his name was Aquila when we started this telecast.
Oh, sorry. I'm abbreviating.
Could be that kind of night tomorrow night, Ray. I'm not getting involved.
Anyway, here's Jeremy Smith from the sideline. From the T intersection, or the T bar, and he's unable to land the conversion of the final try of the night. 6 tries for New Zealand, 4 tries for England. And a 16-10 scoreline in favour of New Zealand at half-time has seen the Kiwis in the battle right up until that 79th minute when Marshall put the seal on it. Here's a knock-on by New Zealand, but there'll be no need for the scrum. There's no need for any further, says Shane Hayne. This semi-final is over. New Zealand are into the final of the World Cup again. They've been in the World Cup since 1954 when it started, but they've never taken away the trophy. They're going to give it their shot again this year.